The United States. 13 stripes run across the flag, one for each of the original founding states, while 50 stars fill the top left corner, representing every state in the country today. The colors were likely borrowed from the British flag, though over time Americans gave them their own meaning: red for courage, white for purity, and blue for justice. Canada. The maple leaf at the center has long been a symbol of the country, chosen to represent national unity in a way that stood apart from its British heritage. The red and white pattern was inspired by the flag of the Royal Military College in Ontario, Mexico. The emblem at the center comes straight from an Aztec legend. The gods promised to show the people where to build their great city, and the sign would be an eagle holding a serpent while perched on a prickly pear cactus growing from a rock in a lake. That is exactly what Mexico City was built upon. Brazil. The green and yellow come from the imperial flag of Portugal, specifically the royal colors of Brazil's first emperor after independence. The 27 stars scattered across the blue circle represent the 26 states and one federal district, and their positions are meant to mirror the exact arrangement of stars over Rio de Janeiro on the night of November 15, 1889, the day Brazil became a republic. Argentina. The pale blue and white stripes are meant to represent the sky and clouds. In the center sits a golden sun known as the Sun of May, a reference to the May Revolution that marked the beginning of Argentina's independence from Spain. Legend says that on the day the new government was declared, the sun broke through the clouds and people took it as a sign of good things to come. Colombia. Yellow takes the widest stripe and represents justice, while blue stands for loyalty and red for the bloodshed in the fight for independence from Spain. A well-known children's song offers a different explanation, saying, "Yellow is for the gold Colombia had before the Spanish arrived, blue for the two oceans it touches, and red for the lives lost in the struggle." Venezuela. Yellow represents the country's natural wealth, blue the ocean, and red the courage of its people. The ocean is also sometimes read as a symbol of independence, a reminder of the vast distance that separates South America from Spain. In 2006, an 8th star was added to the Arc of Stars on the flag, representing the 8 historical regions of the country. Peru. Red and white appear on the flag, as they do on so many others, with red for the blood given in the fight for freedom and white for peace. The coat of arms in the center brings together several national symbols: the vicuña, a relative of the llama and the country's national animal, a tree representing Peru's forests, and a yellow cornucopia standing for its mineral wealth. Chile. The red stands for the blood of those who fought for the country's independence. White represents the snow covering the Andes Mountains, and blue the clear sky above them. The white star in the blue section is a guide to honor and progress. Bolivia. Red symbolizes the blood of national heroes, yellow the country's mineral resources, and green the fertility of its land. Bolivia is one of the few countries with 2 official flags, the tricolor used by the government and a separate indigenous flag called the huifala, a square of colorful squares representing the native Andean peoples. Ecuador. Like its neighbor Colombia, Ecuador uses yellow, blue, and red, carrying similar meanings of natural wealth, the ocean, and the blood of independence. The coat of arms at the center shows Mount Chimborazo, the highest mountain in Ecuador, with a steamboat on the river below it representing commerce and connection. Paraguay. The flag looks the same on both sides except for one detail. The coat of arms differs on the front and back, making it one of the very few national flags in the world that is not the same on both sides. Red, white, and blue appear on many flags, but Paraguay makes the design uniquely its own through this small but meaningful difference. Uruguay. Much like Argentina, Uruguay uses a sun with a human face at its center, also called the Sun of May, referencing the same regional independence movement. Alternating white and blue stripes fill the rest of the flag, and the 9 stripes represent the 9 original departments of the country. Cuba. The 3 blue and 2 white stripes represent the 3 military districts Cuba was divided into during colonial times. The red triangle on the left stands for the bloodshed in the fight for independence, and the white star inside it represents freedom. Jamaica. Black, gold, and green make up the flag. The black stands for hardships that people have faced, gold for the country's natural wealth and sunlight, and green for the land and hope for the future. The pattern of an X shape known as a saltire gives it a look unlike most rectangular flags. Haiti. The blue and red come from the French tricolor, though the white was literally torn out of it during the Revolution as a rejection of French rule. The coat of arms in the center shows a palm tree, cannons, and the phrase, "Liberty or Death." Dominican Republic. Blue, red, and white form 4 sections divided by a white cross, which represents the sacrifice of those who fought for the nation. At the center sits the coat of arms, and the Dominican Republic is one of only a handful of countries whose flag includes a Bible. Guatemala. Sky blue and white stripes reflect the colors of the original flag of Central America, shared by several nations in the region after they broke from Spanish rule. In the center, a quetzal bird sits on a scroll, and the quetzal is so deeply tied to national identity that the country's currency shares its name. Honduras. Like Guatemala, Honduras keeps the blue and white of the old Central American flag. Blue stars in the middle represent the 5 original nations of the Central American Union: Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica, carrying a hope for unity that never fully materialized. El Salvador. The same blue and white of Central America appear here as well. The coat of arms shows 5 volcanoes rising from the sea, representing the 5 Central American nations surrounded by the words God, Union, Liberty. Nicaragua. Blue and white again, with a triangle at the center containing a rainbow, 5 volcanoes, and a liberty cap. Nicaragua is one of the few countries in the world to use the color purple on its official flag, visible in the rainbow.